Proposals. A proposal in StudioPro is a digital quotation you send to a client before confirming a booking. It includes your pricing, the events you'll cover, your deliverables, and your terms, all presented in a professional client-facing page that the client can view and e-sign and accept. Once a proposal is accepted, you can create a project for that booking. Create proposal. The Create Proposal wizard walks you through creating a quotation for a client in 5 steps. At the top, you can see the progress bar showing where you are. Let's start with Step 1. Basic details. This step is about the client and the project. Fill in the following. Project name, a descriptive name for this booking, for example, Rahul and Priya wedding. This is how the project will be identified throughout StudioPro. Client name, the primary contact person you're sending this proposal to. Client email, the email address where the proposal will be sent. This is optional but important. If you leave it blank, StudioPro will warn you that the proposal link cannot be sent automatically, and you'll need to share it with the client manually. Client phone, their contact number, useful for follow-ups. Venue, the primary venue or location for the booking. Once these are filled in, click Next to move to Step 2. Step 2. Events. Step 2 is where you define what events are included in this booking, the actual occasions you'll be covering, along with the photography and videography services for each event. Click Add Event to open the event form. It has 3 parts. Event type. Select the type of event from the drop-down, for example, wedding, reception, and so on. These come from the event types you configured in Workflow Setup. If you need one that isn't in the list yet, click the Add New Event type link right below the drop-down to create it on the spot without leaving the wizard. Each event type can only be added once per proposal. Photography services. Here you specify the photography crew for this event. Select a service type, candid photographer or traditional photographer. Set the count using the number stepper and click Add. You can add both types if needed. Each service you add appears as a chip above. Videography services. Same as photography, but for the video crew. Options are cinematographer, traditional videographer, and drone operator. Select, set the count, and click Add. Once you're done, click Add Event to save it. The event appears as a card on the step page showing the event name and a summary of all the services selected. You can add multiple events to a single proposal. For example, a wedding booking might have 3 events: Mehendi, Sangeet, and the wedding ceremony itself. Each gets its own crew configuration. If you need to change something on a saved event, click Edit on its card. To remove it entirely, click Remove. You can also drag the event cards to reorder them. At least one event is required to proceed. Click Next when done. Step 3. Terms. Step 3 is where you set the terms that will appear in the proposal for the client to review before accepting. There are 2 sections, Terms of Service and Terms of Payment. Both work the same way as the terms you set up in My Organization. Type each term on its own line, and the preview on the right updates in real time, showing exactly how it'll appear as a bullet list in the proposal. If you've already set up your default terms in My Organization, StudioPro automatically pre-fills them here. So in most cases, you land on this step and the terms are already loaded and ready to go. If you want to reload them after making changes, click the Load from Organization button above the preview panel. If you haven't set up your organization terms yet, StudioPro will prompt you when you land on this step, giving you the option to go set them up now so they automatically apply to all future proposals, or enter them manually just for this proposal. Click Next when you're ready for next step. Step 4. Deliverables. This step lets you define exactly what the client will receive as part of this proposal. Deliverables are specific to this proposal and can be tailored per customer, so feel free to customize them freely here. When you arrive on this step, your organization's default deliverables are automatically loaded in, saving you from starting from start every time. Deliverables list. Each deliverable shows its name and description. You'll see an Edit button to update either field and a Remove button to delete it from this proposal. Any changes here only affect this proposal. Your organization's main list remains untouched. Add deliverable. Tap this button to add something new. A form slides up with 2 fields: the deliverable name and a description explaining what's included. Fill both in and save to add it to the list. Company add-ons. Below the deliverables, you'll see the add-on section. These are company-wide extras that appear on every proposal. Things like editing fees, travel charges, or rush rates that are consistent across all your clients. You can only view them here. To make changes, head to Organization Settings. This keeps your pricing consistent across all proposals. Once you're happy with the deliverables and have reviewed the add-ons, tap Next to move to the final review step. Step 5. Review. This is the final step before the proposal is created. Everything you filled in across the previous steps is brought together here so you can do a complete check before saving. Final quotation. At the very top is the most important field, the total amount. This is the price you're quoting the client for the entire project. Enter the full amount here. Below the amount, the review is split into 4 collapsible sections, one for each step you've completed. Every section has an Edit button in the top right corner. So if you spot anything that needs fixing, you can jump straight back to that step without losing any of your other data. Once everything looks correct, tap Create Proposal. You'll notice the blue notice at the bottom. The proposal is created as a draft. It won't be sent to the client just yet. Head to the proposals list, open it, and from there, you can review the final quotation and send it when you're ready.